Grab, an Alania's Pathmaker, and a Wandertail.
Just deciding what to mulligan.
Yeah,
here.
looking like they're putting back a mountain there, assuming that the 3 lands and the Wandertail Mentor are gonna get it done for them. And a pass with
so
the
no
blue
bell.
up, no bell, and no...
Oh, there is a land there.
Oh, there is a second land we missed.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Well, but he was on the draw, so maybe he just got it.
That's true.
On turn 1 there. Either way, just as we predicted, second land into Bellowing Crier, and he's pretty much going to be smooth sailing here.
Yeah.
The main thing is, though, that V, of course, got the turn 2 Wandertail Mentor here,
Yes.
which is exactly what they want to be doing.
And if they can manage to expend for 4 on turn 3,
which we know they can. They have the Alania's Pathmaker.
That will do it. Pathmaker here is, I think, looks like they're going to play a second Mentor and a cash grab to get the double expend here.
Okay.
Ooh, what a fire start.
This is basically a premium holding from V's
and then
deck.
even returning the 4-drop there, that's going to give another creature vigilance. Though I don't know if they have another land in their hand. They might not need it because they now have 2 mana dorks.
Yeah,
out.
pretty happy with 2 mana dorks out against the deck that's not as likely to have hard removal in it.
And in fact, I don't think that he has a frog like a Polywallop. Which is, of course, the best premium removal in that deck.
Likely just Patchwork Banner, say Frog, say Go.
Looks like that's probably what it's going to be, which will give V an opportunity here. Oh, they are going to swing for 3, actually.
Oh, yeah, for 3.
If
that makes more
if
sense.
Frogs was named.
Yep. We have to assume. Ooh, and it is a long shot.
A good combo there. Same combo that they did in the previous turn. So they are going to get the trade.
It is a 2-for-1 on himself, but
he had to do something to slow V's start down there.
I think correctly assessing that slowing the beatdown down is the best way to win this game.
Yes, though I don't know how much they are actually slowing it down right now. Anyway,
not much.
Not by much. This is it was a big swing turn. The ramp on the mana is good. He'll have 5 here coming in to his turn 4, and a profit for a draw, which is a good blocker.
Yeah, you like to see that. But
though, of course, you don't really want to be blocking with that frog.
It is a 2/2, so it can trade for the Alania's Pathmaker, though.
Well, unfortunately, V has the Tree Guard Duo in hand, so
that's
probably Tree Guard Duo coming down.
So it will just very likely be chumping
the
Pathmaker after it gets buffed up to a 7/5.
Yeah. Oof.
But
V successfully applying pressure here. We'll see if they can sort of like close this out. 3 mana up for Ben. As the round goes in, getting our photographs taken. 2, interesting. Not playing the Tree Guard Duo that we know that they have. Another one of those.
Raccoon Rallier.
And a red.
Looks like they have to
use
the
second expend there. Ben writing down V has 3 Wandertail Mentors. Though Roman may have already told him that.
Run away together
on the Pawn Prophet. Very good.
That's actually pretty nice.
Yeah.
Completely resetting the biggest creature on V's board. Yeah. Pretty powerful there.
Very strong.
As getting another Pawn Prophet trigger.
Giving him the tempo here a little bit, or at least starting to make it back up. It's a lot of pressure on the board. I see a Forager in hand. I see
the 2/1
hexproof
giver
grantor.
Yeah.
And it looks like he's going to resolve the Forager in order to get back
a
Tree Guard
Root
Duo?
Weaver.
No, the 3/2 Root Weaver. That's what I mean.
No,
he's going to get back
Bellowing
the Frog.
Crier.
It is a 3/2 right now.
But he does not have the
He
mana
can't
to
play
cast
it this turn, unfortunately. Yeah. So V making some decisions here. 2 and
looks like we're still not hitting land drops on the Frog side.
Wandertail Mentor coming back in, and a 2 mana, another 3 tree double expend there. It's looking good.
You can give one of your mana dorks haste if you want to.
Well, one of them can already swing,
else.
so. I was gonna say I don't know about this. Yeah, that's fine. That's a trade there, unfortunately.
Taking 4 is Ben.
Yeah. That Wandertail Mentor getting some good damage in.
Oh, maybe just 3? Okay.
Yeah.
No, 4. Yeah.
It is 4, yeah. V making some decisions, or already passed to Ben. Yeah, he's untapped there. Okay. And Ben just makes the quick snap pass. The very telling snap pass, 6 mana up.
With 6 mana up, yeah.
Hopefully
After
V got some information from Glenn about what that could potentially entail. Though currently that creature is bigger than.
So this does give you an attack into a moose here.
Yeah.
Give it haste.
Swing with everything. Tapped the Wandertail Mentor, even though it has Vigilance, an unfortunate moment there. So that Wandertail Mentor is bigger than the moose by a considerable amount, I think.
But maybe just has to survive here.
Yeah. Oh, wait. So wait, does
what got pumped by the duo here?
I don't know. I'm going to go check in on life totals
Okay.
there. I'm not going to interfere with if they've got something wrong. I think they may have.
Okay. All right, so Ben took 7 on that swing. You need more? Yeah.
You're doing like a chaos thing? Oh, you're just doing a full another draft. Ryan's going to step away to make a sale here. It does look like V is in a commanding position, though that Moose is still posing a problem. Casting the Tree Guard Sentries, foraging for a draw. I still think they are probably hoping they draw a land. Making some decisions about attacks here. Only a few, not a ton of mana up. Looks like swinging with 4. 4 blocks, flashing in the
Plume Creed Escort.
Plume Creed.
Okay, so that is the moose is eating.
The moose is eating the second Wandertail Mentor, and V is getting in for an untap. Oh, so the High Stride will now kill the moose, and then Ben will take 3 here from the Tree Guard Sentries. A great High Stride there. Sometimes an underrated trick, but definitely proving the powerhouse in here.
I think just 1 mana tricks these days will usually get their man, so to speak.
Yes.
You know, they
Looks
will
like
usually be worth the card slot in your deck. But and yeah, certainly been had a really nice start there.
Just
for sure.
Quite keep up with the Wandertail Mentors coming in every time. Yeah.
Even in spite of a really well-timed runaway together, frankly.
Yes.
It's like pretty much ideal
for
the Frog's deck to bounce something with counters on it and your own pawn profit.
Yes. Yeah. That runaway together, I think if V hadn't had the third Wandertail Mentor in hand, may have clinched the game for Ben.
I think that cycle of rares in Duskmourn is going to be most triggering for me to play against.
Yes. Some of them more than others, but yes, especially some of them.
The blue one is my most hated card in the set so far.
Absolutely, I think the blue one is the most hated card. I don't think you're alone in that.
Yeah.
It is oppressive. Coming in, flashing, getting a blocker.
Big groan test.
Yeah. Sometimes surviving, but even if it doesn't survive the flash block, doesn't matter. It's still on the board.
Yeah, coming back in the enchantment, drawing you a couple cards the following turn. Yeah.
It is powerful.
In for 1 here, it looks like.
2.
2? You sure?
Mistbreath is a 2/2.
It's a 2/2, yeah. Okay, so
V looking
not,
like not stuck
not
on
risking.
maybe red, but not risking not getting it here.
Okay, so yeah.
Getting the expend, making a food, and making some stuff. Lots of bodies on board, all ready for V.
Good chance that Ben was bluff attacking there, but it was just not worth the risk.
Definitely
to
not.
Lose access to red mana.
Especially if she doesn't, or they don't have the red. So. Yeah, especially.
But now we got 2 red sources out.
Exactly. Yeah, especially if they don't have the red and they have more red sources in hand that is contingent on having this red source survive,
Yep.
I think is what you really want. And we didn't see really any like pump tricks from Ben like that. That could be problematic.
It seems unlikely. Notable that Ben missed land 2.
Yeah. And was on the Molda 6 as well.
And on a Molda 6. And has not played a land yet this turn, so is unlikely to, I would say.
I would say as well. Don't know what V has in their hand. I see a Treetop Sentries and some red spells, but they are going to get
Looks like we are gifting
Longstock Brawl
fish?
with a gift. Yeah, the only way that would kill it is by gifting the fish.
And we can technically swing.
Yeah, he's got a pretty good swing, Ben, here. There's no reason V would block with the Wandertail, but
I think you do go ahead. Oh, I think you do go ahead and swing there.
I think so too.
There's a good chance that V is just going to get to expend and grow.
Yeah,
the
it's
mentor
going to
here
not
again.
be a good block, and or it's going to be forage. V just providing tons of value here. Trigger. Swings for 3, probably with the duo.
Does
I
Ben
doubt
want to
that Ben is
trade?
going to trade his only
Yeah.
creature on a mull here. This is rough for Ben here.
Still no land 3. I am guessing from that body language.
By that,
Yep.
but the good combo here, the notoriously painful
This is actually
back-to-back swings here.
If not land, then at least Sunshower Druid is one of the better draws.
Absolutely.
So.
That Mistbreath Elder Sunshower Druid combo is very strong in this format. Two very, very good 1-drops. Green here.
Yeah. I'm sure V wishes that they could stop needing to
Use
tap
that
this
as their
Wandertail
only
Mentor
red
for red.
mana, bounce and play. Goes up to 19. Does he finally get his 3rd? No, and it's a pass. V finally getting the actual red land here.
So expending here would enable an attack, and
and it does,
and they are able to.
It is going to. A 6/6 swinging in against a 6/6 though.
Yep.
So making a decision here on whether Ben wants to block. He's not going to, and he's going to take 12.
We found.
But Ben took 12 on that swing.
That's right. Yeah.
Did find a 3rd land and a banner coming in immediately.
Does replay the
back up.
Sunshower Druid as well. So this.
It's
looking this combo
tough for Ben here. Yeah, Ben gets the scoop there.
Okay. It was to the duo.
To the duo with trample, and then the 2/1, the lizards that also deal 1 when they die. And it's just too much here.
Yeah, for missing land 3 for several turns, certainly could have been worse.
Yeah, absolutely. Holding V off there. All right, so we are getting to see the birds deck pop off here. Looks like Steve is going to take that mulligan.
It might have been a second mulligan.
Yeah.
I feel like they've been
debating things for a sec here.
They've been figuring out
Looks
mulligans
like
here for a little bit.
Keeping this hand. I cannot count how many cards he has in that hand though. I assume 7. We've got quite a few spectators here. People pulling in from our drafts out in the out on the floor.
Yeah, I guess maybe they finished up their round and are waiting for some others to finish or something. Which is great. That's exactly what we want, you know.
Very much so. That's why we're here.
Hey, Sergeant Swagger. Thanks for joining us. We are on round 2, game 2. Roman is up 1 game over Steve. The Trash Pandas are up.
It's currently 2-2.
It's even 2-2 right now.
2-2. With one of the round 2 matches already being decided. So we are going to see round 3, essentially, is what we're saying.
Yep, we are guaranteed. Looks like Steve is going to keep 6.
Just the mold of 6 looks like. Though it does look like just a 2-land and only islands.
Only blue, yeah.
Oh, though does look like he just picked up that swamp, that plains, which is exactly what he needed.
So Thoughtshucker into Plume Creed Mentor.
This seems very good for Steve here. Yeah. The tempo here, and then a Crumb and Get It in hand as well seems very strong. Counter on that Thoughtshucker.
Like Roman is already marking 2 damage on his pad there, it looks like.
Steve off to a very fast start, even with that Mola 6. Looks like that Death Touch 1/3 coming in.
That's pretty annoying against the Plume Creed Mentor for sure.
It is. Does he have a second Plume Creed in hand as well?
He's got second Plume Creed and Castrol.
And Crumb and Get It, though not quite enough land. So I think he's deciding whether or not he wants to play that Plume Creed or attack and potentially get the blowout with the Crumb and Get It there.
I think it's likely the latter, or at least that's what I would probably go for. Just going ahead and attacking.
Yeah, I think so too.
And opening the way for in future turns as well. Yeah.
So now Plume Creed Mentor, remind me, it's whenever any creature with flying enters. So if he was to play that creature, the Thoughtshucker would actually get 2 counters. Because it self-enters and it triggers on the other one as well.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so he could potentially have a very large Thoughtshucker here if he had enough mana. All right.
Watch your mouth.
What's happening?
No, watch your... I said... We don't use that kind of language here. We're talking about Thoughtshuckers.
Thoughtshuckers.
This is a family-friendly stream.
That's right. So it does look like that Plume Creed second Plume Creed comes in. Is going to put 2 counters on the Thoughtshucker. Goes up to 3.
That's pretty good.
And Roman's turn 4 play was just a creature that cannot block especially well.
Just Windrake.
Yeah.
Black Windrake.
Though he is approaching that Starfall mana, so we will see if that happens. This would be a pretty all-right time for it, though. If I were him, I would have not played as 3-drop if I had that in my hand, right? Though that could have potentially been quite the signal, as they say.
Gonna go ahead and eat this food too, so yeah. Pretty much guaranteed 13. That the Wrath isn't there. So yeah, and despite stopping at 3 lands here, Steve is very much in control here.
He does leave something on top, though, so... Steve still short on lands.
Oh, for surveilling there?
Yeah, got the surveil and left it on top from the first surveil. So didn't even want to see what that second option was, which is a potential indication that whatever it is good enough to get him out of this situation.
This hand just keeps getting clunkier for Steve, unfortunately, with
especially
this Mind
with the
Spiral
no
off
lands.
the top.
I might actually sandbag this rabbit.
I don't know. I think I would be with him here and plan it.
I would be scared that Roman kept whatever it was on top. So it's going to go up to 5. Wait. Oh no, only when a flyer comes in. That's right. So the double swing there. He's going to kill one of the Plume Creed Mentors. And that block, to me, indicates that is not a Starfall invocation on the top of his library. Because if it was, he would block the Thoughtshucker and the Plume Creed.
Yeah, save more life there.
So that is good for Steve. I would be breathing a sigh of relief if I had seen that.
Yeah, I think I do like playing the Intrepid Rabbit there, even though, of course, it's tempting to even just wait for a 4th land to get the Offspring. But considering the stage of the game we're getting to and our inability, like we have 2 5-drops in hand that can't be played for a little while. We just want to be applying as much pressure as possible.
Absolutely. Here. Yeah, I support that. And just the only thing that I'm worried about is that Starfall invocation, and I probably am correcting. Oh, I see a Hazel's Nocturne.
Hazel's Nocturne. Here.
Hazel's Nocturne going to get him an extra surveil there, but that would probably be the only thing that he could do on that turn, unless he has a 2-drop in his hand, getting back 2 3-drops from the graveyard there. Oops.
He does have a 2-drop.
Does have a Cleric, so he's going to Cleric and then Hazel's Nocturne to hit Steve for an extra damage. So Steve will take 3. Roman will go up by 2 to 9. Pretty good, though that Cleric, unfortunately, cannot block any of Steve's creatures. Steve top decking a removal spell here is lethal.
Roman is planning on blocking with at least this.
Steve just cannot draw land.
No, but at least it's a castable spell.
It is a castable spell. Roman's going to take 5 here.
6, right?
6? Oh, yeah. And Gerbil's coming in. Applying enough pressure. Is it going to do it? We got Loop and Flower Village to potentially find another blocker, though. If he is at the point where he has to crack that, I think probably Roman will have lost this match.
So it sounds like Vincent just
cleaned up against Glenn here,
making it 3-2 Pandas.
Loop and Fire Share Pot going to come in and kill the Thought Chucker, probably, right? Swinging for 2. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not.
Not using it. Okay. It's. I mean, it certainly does feel bad
cracking
to
the food. Roman goes up to
here.
6.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I like that as
Getting a surveil here.
Again, Steve just hoping that he top decks a land or something to get that creature out of the way.
So there's a land.
A land, though, unfortunately.
Oh, he's got the Season of the.
So he has
Season of Blueness.
2 5-drops and a 6-drop in his hand, none of which he can cast this turn. Though, the swing, I believe, is the correct play.
I think he is still looking good here because, he was going to have a bad turn here basically no matter what. But now land is a good draw, spell is a good draw.
It improves the number of good draws next turn.
Exactly.
Any land next turn or any 4-drop, right?
And it looks like, Roman's just going to scoop it up here. He had taken 4 down to 2 there. But it seems like something that I probably would have missed in paper as well. But on Arena, I'm like, oh, look.
It says enchantment. I can cast this now because there's an enchantment out.
Meanwhile, going into game 3 here and the end of round 2.
Steve having all 3 of his colors. That's nice. Something that we didn't see in the previous match, but though it didn't prove relevant not having green. He just needed more mana.
Let me adjust focus here real quick.
Seeing that rabbit there, it looks like a green is going to come out, and we have a lizard on the board for Roman, the 3/2 with Menace that can grow if your opponent has lost life. Or I suppose it only has Menace if you pay for it. Did look like his rabbit got removed there in the darkness. And he played the Plume Cree to escort and unfortunately lost the trigger on it. Did not get the extra counter from a ground creature. Like we were saying, is sometimes the problem there. If your 2-drop is too much of a threat, it will be removed. He's got 4 here. Looks like he's maybe going to play the Intrepid Rabbit Offspring, making a 1/1 and pumping his bird so that it can attack here.
Giving him a ground creature here.
Yeah.
Crucially,
so his...
how have life totals progressed?
I believe Roman just lost 4, but I don't think anyone else has lost anything. Yes, thank you.
I think he was just telling his teammate.
Yeah. Just coincided with us asking at a similar moment. Intrepid Rabbit. Definitely an all-star common there.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Very, very powerful tempo play and makes a good blocker and allows an attack that you wouldn't normally have had.
It pretty much always allows for a giant swing. Same as the Tree Guard.
Yeah, I was just going to say, very similar to that Tree Guard duo.
Tree Guard duo.
Definitely one of my favorite cards in the set. It's the sort of card that you really don't feel bad bouncing to your hand and just replaying again, in that Frog's deck, as said.
Camera keeps wanting to focus on the phone in the foreground.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do about that. We could always narrate. They've got Ben has on his side of the board a food, a 2/4 with vigilance and flying, and a Brambleflower Share Pot that can destroy a non-land permanent at 5. He's just played the 1/3 bat with Death Touch and flying. Steve here on 5 mana, so doing well with the balance of mana and lands. Thinking about swinging with his Intrepid Rabbit, a little bit of a tell if he does, potentially on what he may have in his hand, because Roman obviously having that 2/4 flyer could block and trade quite easily.
I feel like signature Roman play is to remove anything on your side of the table that needs to be removed, and then just have a big butt that will keep all your small things from getting through.
Yeah. I think that's a great way to stabilize.
And just some classic magic right there, you know. Like, I don't have to try and beat you. I just have to keep you from beating me. So options here are like gaining some life, giving your bats death touch, as well as pumping them.
Yes. And it does look like Roman is missing that 5th land, so he won't be able to Brambleflower share pot anything, though. Potentially nothing that he wants to right now. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Potentially nothing that he really wants to, though. Having it as an option is usually good. Interesting board state. Swinging with the 2/4 with Vigilance, obviously threatening that if he can gain life at instant speed, it would kill the Plume Creed. Though
Steve does have all.
Steve does have some interaction as well. I kind of like the block here. If Roman taps out for a trick, Steve can get the blowout, as they say.
What does Steve got to work with?
He has a Polywall up in his hand.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So he takes nothing. He doesn't. Neither person courageous enough to fire off their trick there. It's like a starfall.
Yeah, I think it's smart, like, of Roman to just be patient there as well.
Yeah. There's no reason not to swing, really. You may bait a removal spell, you may bait something out, but it has Vigilance, so it can attack and block, and they just bounce off each other.
But also, not feeling like, okay, my opponent blocked, I have the ability to pump here, I have to go for it. He's like, no, I don't have to. It's like pretty obvious that my opponent feels comfortable in this spot. So.
Exactly.
Resolving a Stargaze for X's 2 here. I have to imagine finding a
cleric into the bin. It's interesting. Yeah, probably trying to find that land.
Yeah, there it is.
Though, notably, no double white. Still not available. Cleric in the bin, a card that's been very good for Roman in the past. So, an interesting piece of information there for Steve. Does look like he's going to Polywall at the 2/4. I might have gone for the Death Toucher, but we'll see what happens there. What do you think? Would you have hit the Death Touch creature?
It's interesting. Looks like he's okay with just swinging with the Intrepid Rabbit and offering that trade.
I think that's good. The bigger butt on that 2/4 is quite annoying. And Roman being at the life total that he is at, I think that getting in for more damage and removing that sort of like you were saying, the big butt.
See, continuing off of all my experience playing Roman the last few years, he is at essentially 14 here. Mm-hmm. He's got a bunch of cards in hand, so I think it does make sense to just play it a little slower. Mm-hmm. It's tempting to just remove his last blocker and try and swing with everything.
Absolutely.
I think it's correct to just keep chipping away for the moment, though.
Yeah.
Are we saying go?
We're seeing some Roman making choices here. I'm wondering if he's deciding whether or not he wants to share pot something or what spells in his hand he wants to cast.
I think it's... Sharepot seems unlikely here. We would either want to be adding to the board.
So we are just seeing a pass, no swing, no spells cast on his turn, and Steve just swinging again with that 3/3. Nothing's changed. Board stays the same. A Nocturnal Hunger coming in. Yeah, it's gonna be good. I would imagine he'd give Frog the food.
Nope, you're right. Okay.
Everyone's throwing the food out on the board at the same time. It's a banquet.
Barium and food.
Yeah. So it does look like he's going to cast his Thistledown players there, yeah.
So that does make it so the Parting Gust is not unavailable.
Yeah, not currently open here.
Roman eats some food, untaps.
Now, remind me if you know, does Parting Gust return the creature immediately, or does it wait until the end of turn?
I believe it's immediate.
Okay. And Parting Gust quite good with that Plume Creed escort. Can potentially give you some extra ground damage.
Yeah, let's find out. No.
Waiting on the widget on in the stream chat. I'm not sure that worked. It's okay. We got a cleric, a non-offspring cleric, despite having the mana available to offspring, and a Crumb and Get It draw from Steve. Definitely an interesting play there.
Holding up another.
And he untaps. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Something. Definitely something, right? He had that opportunity.
Go to block.
Is he going to Crumb and Get It? No, he's just going to let that trade happen. I kind of like that. Now he can swing with impunity here. Nocturnal Hunger, and it's going to probably get the
Gusted here. Yeah.
Gust out. Though, notably, is he gifting the food or not? If he gusts, no player gets the food. But if he Crumb and Get It, he would still get his food. But he would have to give Roman food.
Oh, it does come. It is at the next instant.
Okay, great. So that comes in.
So it's gone for
now?
Roman's turn, which is actually probably pretty good.
It's pretty good for Roman.
I think that's good for
good for Steve, yeah.
Because Roman can't use the share pot on it.
Sure,
yeah.
Though it won't be able to attack next turn. It will give a counter to the Intrepid Rabbit token.
It will attack. It'll come back at the end of...
Oh, it comes back at the end of the turn.
Of Roman's turn,
end of Roman's turn, not the beginning of... Yeah, I'm sure you're right. I was thinking that it would come back at the beginning of Steve's turn, but no.
Okay. Carrot Cake is good here.
Carrot Cake is good. Roman likes a little extra life, for sure. And making that rabbit, potentially blocking that about to be 2/2 rabbit with a second rabbit. So many rabbits.
Keep on top. Daggerfang Duo.
Daggerfang Duo is very good there.
Interesting. I would have considered milling before scrying there. I think it's usually just correct to go ahead and mill, right?
I think it's almost always correct to mill. I know Roman's not really using a ton of his board there. A really good pickup for Steve there in the Life Creed Duo, which looks like is about to come down. And
another counter on this bunny.
On the bunny, making it just a 3/3, not a 4/4.
But it's still...
It's gonna
just straight for a Daggerfang Duo here.
Unless he wants to use the Crumb and Get It. No, he does not. That makes sense. That's a totally acceptable trade. And a big pass there. Okay, so Steve about to start getting some life. No flyers that can block anything that's on the board.
So Roman does just have 2 cards in hand now. Swinging with a 2/1.
Swing with a 2/1. I can't imagine he's going to block here.
Yeah, I'm sure we're taking 2.
Though it's a precarious position for Steve. It's good that he is going to be gaining some life off of this duo here. That Carrot Cake gaining Roman the life, and then the Cleric getting the drains in, means that effectively he's almost at lower life then.
And this is something that Crumb and Get It probably will not be able to protect
it depends on how much he puts it in. He's going to definitely try and go for the Life Creed Duo, and it's a 3/4 right now. So how much is it getting minused?
Ooh, it looks like it actually is going to.
Yeah, how much is it going to get it minus? Because it doesn't need indestructible, because that doesn't help at all. He can not gift and still survive.
Okay.
Because he would need a 7-drop in his graveyard to kill it, right? Which is not enough. Or, no, he would need a 6-drop, which is possible, obviously.
So, I do think Steve's advantage meter has been
significantly decreased for sure.
A lot over the last couple turns.
With that food on the board and the share pod on the board and the Wix Patrol, I honestly, Roman is at a lower life total right now, obviously, but I am kind of favoring Roman in this match.
Yeah, I think so. I think after this turn, like the share pot will probably be used on the Plume Creed.
Steve goes up to 17. That's important.
And Steve has just had a hard time keeping the foot on the gas here for the last couple turns.
Definitely been drawing land and land here. And Roman having built again, like you said, a classic Roman deck that has no trouble finding the resources that it needs, really, right? Lots of Scries, lots of Nocturnal Hungers, lots of Hazel's Nocturne, that sort of thing. It's a very Roman play.
Roman is potentially threatening about 9 damage on board next turn.
7, 8 damage from attackers, though the gerbils could just block the 1/1. So theoretically 7 from attackers, and then the carrot cake dealing an extra 1.
That can start swinging things around in a hurry.
Yeah, it's definitely putting Steve under some pressure. The life total being high and having that life creed duo is good, and not having anything to block the flyers is also very good, but both of those creatures are interesting. He is thinking about chump blocking here.
Oof.
That's going to be pretty bad for him if he does.
I don't know, yeah.
I think I would take that, but it is a tough take. Well, we don't have any of that. They're discussing what life totals are.
Yeah, we're clearing up
some
life totals here.
dispute.
Metal Trowel, hello. Thank you for joining us.
Ooh.
We do indeed have the birds versus bats matchup going here.
Though it does appear as though it is birds and gerbils versus rats, rabbits, and rats. Bats, rabbits, and rats.
Yeah. A real collected company.
That's right.
So to speak.
A Coco, if you will.
The score is Trash Pandas are up 3-2, and we are in game 3 of the final set of round 2.
Each Steve and Roman have won 1 in their match. Yeah. Who's going to share pot the Plume Creed Escort, which is what we sort of expected there.
Yeah, and I think Steve kind of needs to draw
he needs some action, needs some gas.
Or
and it did look
Blue
like he drew
Season.
something. No,
No,
that is
just
a
another
Plains.
land.
This is bad for Steve here. This is going to be tough. This is unlikely that he's going to be able to do anything here.
Are you swinging for 1 here?
I don't know. I think you probably are swinging. I would swing maybe with the gerbils.
Okay, the gerbils can get in, yeah.
The thing that I'm worried about is if he does swing, he does not have good blocks. You know, he doesn't have good blocks anyway, but he can't double block the Wix Patrol. If he swings with too much here, he's taking drain that sets. See, Glenn, what did life totals end up being? 10 and 10 right now. That's what we thought.
Get that fixed up for you there.
10 and 10. So with that drain from the cleric, that's going to get in. Right now he could double block the Wix Patrol or block the cleric, right? He's got 2 rabbits. There's some serious pressure coming in here. There's unfortunately, though Roman doesn't know it, Steve has nothing in his hand.
I think he might have a suspicion at least.
I mean, of course.
Because Steve is probably
Roman's
just
an
playing
excellent
any
player. He's reading the
creatures.
signals correctly, right?
Of course, yeah. Still discussing the routes with the team though, just to make sure everything is copacetic here.
But I think, yeah, exactly. Just turn everything to its side.
Yep.
And, if Roman wants to block and let the Wix Patrol in and take 6, kill the cleric, lose the duo, that's fine with Roman. If Steve wants to take 7 and just kill the rabbits, that's fine with Roman. Like, all roads lead to Roman feeling good about these.
All right, that made up for your last one.
Thank you. I was gonna say, it is as they say, the Romans really built straight roads. Sorry, has Rome invented straight roads?
Roman didn't builder's talent in a day.
Yeah, Roman didn't builder's talent in a day. Good, yeah, okay, good. I got a groan from Glenn over there at our. Oh yeah.
All right. Still thinking about.
Maybe he has
responses here.
So it's interesting because, Scales of Shale here is really good. It's 8 + 1 from the cleric, right?
I don't think so because it dies at the same time.
No, but first strike, right?
What has first strike?
Oh, it doesn't have first strike. No. It would still deal the damage and get the damage. I think that is lethal, right? 5, 6, 7, and then the 1, and then the drain, right? So that is enough.
So the drain,
because the drain happens. So he hits, gains the life, and the ability
as
goes
the
on the stack
dies.
with the state-based action still on the stack, still on the battlefield. Even though it leaves the battlefield, it all happens at the same time. Lifelink.
Good heads-up play, spotting the lethal there.
So and it does look like we're going to move into round 3.
Round 3, the Pandas are leading 4-2.
Yeah, looking pretty good for Pandas here.